Coffee with Kenobi is brought to you by you, the members of the CWK Alliance. Find out how you can help the show and get access to exclusive video and podcasts at coffeewithkenobi.com/CWK Alliance.
This is Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka Tano from Star Wars The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, and you're listening to Coffee with Kenobi with Dan Z.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Coffee with Kenobi. I'm your host, Dan Zehr, delighted to talk Star Wars with you. Since May 2013, I've been committed to creating a positive, family-friendly, spoiler-free place for our Star Wars community. Try to imagine like you're walking into your favorite coffee shop and joining a lively discussion about Star Wars, whether it's the films, Disney Plus live action, animation, books, comics, collectibles, or Star Wars experiences at the Disney theme parks. And speaking of the Disney theme parks, be sure to check out my travel sponsor, coffeewithkenobi.com/mousefantravel for your no-cost, no-obligation quote. And make sure to join us on the Disney Wish. Spots are filling up and we want you to cruise with us June 16th to the 20th, 2025. Find out more at coffeewithkenobi.com/DisneyWish. Join our Star Wars community at coffeewithkenobi.com and be part of something special. On today's show, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. This is a very special CWK Pour-Over from the time when Cory Clubb, who grew up in Central Illinois and was with myself and Tom pretty regularly because we all lived in the same area, he moved to Tennessee. So we came to the studio proper and we had a wonderful conversation that I wanted to share with you. So pull up a chair, grab your favorite coffee mug, and have some coffee with Kenobi.
Coffee, tea, or me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's Coffee with Kenobi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to CWK Pour-Over. I am Tom, today's co-host, I guess the talker at the very beginning of the show, and that is me. And so, boy, we have a special episode for you today. I'm catching those looks. I saw you on the camera, and I gave you actual attention. I know, things are just crazy because we have a crazy show for you. This is the last time. Well, it won't be the last time, but it is the last time you will be calling this state your home. At least
true.
That's right.
For anywhere in the near future.
New zip code.
We decided, because you're getting a new zip code, to do the last show all together. And so let's introduce everyone here for our new viewers. So we will start. Actually, let's start over with you, Dan.
Hi, my name is Dan Zehr. I like peanut butter and
yes.
long walks on the beach. And I'm so happy to be here for this fun show. You may notice that we look very, very similar to the way we did last week, and that's because we recorded 2 shows in a row. Because we want to take advantage of our Cory time. Actually, tomorrow's when you're actually moving.
Yeah.
Driving off, you got everything packed up. And I texted you earlier in the week and I said, well, we haven't really done like a little last hurrah thingy. And then I thought, well, we've got a pour-over. Why don't we just have you come over? Because just like we did for the very last Coffee with Kenobi, where you were the regular co-host, you came into the studio and we did it live together. And that was so fun. So here we are.
Yeah. Well, you introduced me.
Yeah, I was about to. You were about ready to take the driver's seat, so I thought. So this show is all about you. So kind of, but so yeah. Let's officially announce our other co-host is. I almost said it. I almost said it.
I saw it. I saw your face.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I almost said it. So I'm not going to say it now. Our other co-host is Mr. Cory Clubb.
Hi, thanks.
Bravo.
I like cherry pie and also long walks on the beach.
Oh, I thought you looked familiar.
You guys are a match.
Hello there.
No, it's I'm excited for what's happening. I know we've talked about it on the show quite a few times, talked to you guys multiple times. Obviously, it's been a long time coming. This has been a lot of waiting for us and excitement for our new adventure. We keep talking. And the last time I think we recorded in person was at the Empire Strikes Back on the big screen.
The drive-in.
Oh, that's right.
Where I think I just announced it, or we just talked about it, or something like that, maybe.
It could be.
It was right around.
That was
be.
like a good 10 months ago.
It was last July or something.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember
Late July.
because you said that you want to talk to me and you want to hop on a quick Zoom call.
That's right.
So I came down here and then we were talking through the monitor that you can't see, and then
tear-stained
that's when
monitor.
you told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tear stained
Okay.
monitor. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, that's awesome. So you've got everything packed up and ready to go.
Everything's packed up, ready to go. We ordered the pods, and the pods are packed. But I'll let a little insider chip here of all you
Attention, boys and
collectors and fans out
Yes,
there.
yes.
I put my personal comic book collection and goodies in the backseat of my car.
Oh, that's a
I
must.
think that's smart.
Well, I had a
And one of the-
discussion with
the
the
kids are in
wife. I
the
said,
pod?
"Listen, this is just the kids are in the pod. They're all safe. They got plenty of snacks.
There's plenty of air.
So
and-
it was
Let's
just
talk to them.
yeah.
yeah, they're all good. They'll get down there safe and sound. There's air holes. But no, it's some of those things. It's just not that I couldn't put those in the pod. I just felt like I just want to do it that way. That's all.
I did the same thing.
I mean, I don't know why that's weird. It just is.
It's not weird.
I don't know.
Every time I've moved, what goes in the back seat is A, the TV, B, the comic books.
If people are listening to the
Good.
show,
I don't feel so bad.
they pay to listen to us talk about nerdy stuff. They
Yeah, there you
all
go.
they all
Yes.
understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
good.
But disclaimer, the kids really aren't in the
no,
pods.
they're
Yeah,
all
gosh, no.
they're all safe in
They're
their
a
beds
billion
right now.
times more important than anything.
They're Grandma Grandpa's house.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So we thought it would be fun tonight to talk about some of our favorite live shows
Yes.
that we've done. And now some of these may not include me because you guys have been doing this years before me.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, do you mind if I go ahead and get started?
I wish you would.
Yeah, go
Because
for it.
Yes.
one of my favorites is before I was part of Coffee with Kenobi, and that was when you guys were. I think you were in California,
Mm-hmm.
and you were driving either to or from, and you were in an uncle's car.
It was my uncle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
That was
one,
right.
That
I
is
forgot
one
we
of
were
my
in record there.
That is one of
I
my
hadn't thought about that
favorite
one.
shows
cool.
live. So tell us a little bit about the setup on that. How I don't remember the driver uncle.
The driver was my uncle.
And
yeah.
he didn't
Who
take
was
part. He
great.
just sat and
He did
listened.
it
He,
for
he did a
times.
little bit.
Oh,
yeah.
did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Just for funsies.
I don't remember. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, Dan and I flew out to California, and my uncle, who lives in Irvine, super close, we thought, well, he lives close, free room board. He said, we'll just pick you up from the airport, free ride. We're like, okay, works for us. He picked us up, and this was a part of us as an early show, I think.
Yeah.
Our first celebration as a show.
Yep.
And we were like, let's just grab every content we can. And I think let's kick it off now. We've landed. We're hit the ground running. And we're here. We've arrived. We're going to start things off right.
Oh, so on the way to every morning on the way to the convention,
That's right.
we would just kind of recap the morning before, and we were always up so late, getting there, getting back to his house late, and then waking up early to make sure we get there in time. And we, of course, since then learned maybe it's better to be a little bit closer to the.
Yes.
Although we certainly
Yes.
saved a ton of money and
Well,
made incredible memories. That's actually where you taught me to use GarageBand
I
for
was going to
editing.
say, that's how I
So I've certainly been
yeah.
doing that plenty since then.
Yes.
And I just your uncle is so charming and so fun. And that was when honestly, when Snoke says there's been an awakening, that was my awakening for how much I love podcasting. I already loved
really?
it, but just doing that.
In that van, huh?
And well, just the adrenaline of getting to the event and covering all the things and
Yeah.
seeing all the people
You're-
and having to think on your feet. That was just like electricity for me.
Yeah.
It was because of the environment you created because we stayed there.
Oh, well, very good.
That is cool. Yeah, that was when you guys said that as a topic, or we talked about that as a topic. That was the first thing, because that was my introduction. That when you went to Celebration, that was my introduction to Coffee with Kenobi.
Wow, that's neat.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that. That's really cool. I just went through puberty. It was so exciting.
Well, you were in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
I got a big
thanks,
boy hamburger.
everybody.
Yeah. For me, one of the memories, I guess, we'll go in this order, I guess.
Sure.
Okay.
It's your show.
Well, I'll do what I want then. I want that and that and that.
Not
I know.
that kind of-
There's so much stuff.
not
I'm
that
just
kind of
like,
show.
Distracted by all the greatness around me.
Well, thanks.
Not only
I think
friends,
he means
yes.
us.
But I think fondly back to our Indiana Comic Con trip that the three of us took. And each of us took a child with us. A child. We all took over one of our children with us. They're our own children. You, come with me. No, but it was... You drove. I remember,
I did,
Tom, and we all kind of piloted your Explorer or your SUV. Pilot, and I think we recorded on the way there, maybe.
I think so.
And on the way back. Or something
It
like
sounds
that.
like something I would do.
But we also recorded during the show. We had our good friend Ross was flying some of the camera.
Yes.
And we met some other fans there.
David Nicely
and his family. Yeah. Okay. I think there's some other few fans I thought, at least made new fans. I don't remember necessarily. But it was just, one of my favorite memories was digging through the comics and looking over at Tom and going, Tom, check that out. Look at this. Yeah. You're going, oh, that's a good one. Shiny. And Mace is running through all the comics and we're just like, I think that was fun to be with you guys and the kids and get to build memories and just have fun, because I think it was something it was aside from Star Wars kind of, and something we all like to do as well and enjoy going through all the toys and walking around and seeing all the video games we got to see and just having a good time. And I don't know, it was just really enjoyable to me and a fun trip.
I remember that first Indiana Comic Con, which is the first time you did something with us, and we met Amy Ratcliffe for the first time.
Yep. Oh, that's right.
And Joe Stinson when he used to be in the Cantina cast.
That's right.
And that was great because we went up and talked to Mark. He wrote the Leia comic.
Mark Wade.
That was the first time I
forgot about that.
We were like wondering about what to do or how to like. We never really done an interview like that. And all of a sudden, and we're like, so I just walked right up to him and said, "Hey, I'm Dan Zehr with Coffee with Kenobi," and then that was another time like, "Oh, I can do this. This is easy." And it was just really fun.
Yeah,
and it kind of started things from there. But the number one memory that I have, and I thought for sure either of you was going to steal it, is when we went to Denny's for the solo trading cards.
Yes.
We were there for a couple hours. The video's on Facebook somewhere. We were very slap happy. We had a lot of coffee.
Gosh. It was good.
We consumed many moons over my hammies or whatever we had. But we only wanted to get those solo trading cards.
Trading cards.
Top trading cards.
That was so fun.
And dude, that was so fun. And then like everybody had like yellow or red stuff. And I'd been to a Denny's event in California. They flew me out there, so I had an idea of how it worked. I had my own menu, which is I still have in my collection, all that stuff. But we had so much fun. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when there's a camera on, I love to ham it up and be a goofball.
I hadn't noticed that.
I know.
Really?
Well, it's breaking news.
How about that? And breaking news.
And then, you guys were like got the bug too, and we just had a ball. I mean, like we're doing now, but it was just so fun, the excitement of a news. Because we didn't have a Force Friday. We kept waiting. We were going around all these places. Nothing came out. Friday, So we made our own Force Friday, right? And it was great.
I remember when the manager, someone came over and goes, "What, you guys doing something?
Are you guys part of something?"
Yeah, and we're like, "Well, yeah." And then he's like, "Well, do you want to buy some cards?" And remember we bought cards, and then we built the puzzles on the table.
And I bought an absurd amount of packs.
Yeah. Well, didn't they had like some cups or something like that, or something like that?
I have all those still.
I came across those cups the other day, and I'm like, "This thing is not fitting in the box. What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's the solo cup."
Yeah,
okay,
and they all had the very
and
inconvenient lid of the Falcon itself.
Oh, that's right. It doesn't fit in
and
the
I have
box.
everything, but I only have one straw left. I don't understand why.
Why?
It's a mystery.
If anyone has any straws.
Mystery straws.
I have plenty of coaxium.
It was
reference.
Yeah, that was a blast.
So great.
And we had to kind of drive a little ways to get to that Denny's.
It was in Pekin.
Yeah.
Which means nothing to most of you, but basically it's about 25 minutes from our house.
It's not as far as Nashville. That's what I know.
No, it's
right.
not.
Yeah. It's a different zip code, but not that kind of level. So yeah, that was fun. Do you want to do another round or?
Let's do it.
Because I got one.
Okay, go.
All right.
We've only been talking for 10 minutes. We've promised the good people at least 20 more.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh. Well, let's keep going.
Yeah.
All right. So then I have to go to, and I don't know, is this shows we've recorded or just times we've hung out?
Whenever.
It doesn't matter.
Now could count.
All I have to do, I'm going to have to
yeah.
just do one thing, and you guys are going to know exactly what it is. You boys want some sandwiches?
Oh, no. Celebration Chicago.
Oh, my word.
Yes. The hotel room shows that we could not get. We just could not get enough of anything, for that matter. We went grocery shopping. Remember how Looney
right.
Poor Lisa.
Lisa was
she
with
was
us.
a saint, wasn't she?
She stayed about 7. It would be perfect for COVID because she stayed a good 6 feet away from us at all times. Just like, oh my God, these guys are so embarrassing. But but that was fun. But yeah, the line. You boys want some sandwiches?
I don't even remember. Was that just like some sort of a funny thing?
I don't. We picked it up for some movie, and we made sandwiches. As we made sandwiches, like, hey boys, want some sandwiches? I don't know.
You're very specific about the jelly.
If anyone knows what that's from a movie or something,
it sounds like The Simpsons doing Goodfellas.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it really sounds like.
Yeah, I don't know,
boy.
but that was great. And then you had that great sound effect that you're pulling right before we turned on the record here.
I love that.
Just randomly. But that was Celebration Chicago. When I think of Celebration Chicago, those two things, sandwiches and.
And this, out of all that trip, that's the two things that Tom remembers.
When I do that around Mason, he'll like go, Daddy, and he'll try not to laugh, but he can't help himself.
Oh boy, it was that and the. I remember Tom putting the sweatshirt on. We all knew it was bedtime, and Tom put the sweatshirt on.
Would you like some context, everyone?
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, Tom enjoys to wear a sweatshirt at night.
When he's tired, he pulls the hood up.
He puts the hood up, and the hood was up. It's lights are out. We're going to bed.
We think he's got a lullaby chip in there that goes doo-dee-doo.
I don't know. It's just something. But you notice I did not wear a hoodie.
Yeah, there's no
tonight.
hoodie on tonight.
I was not going to
Be
go there.
fully alert.
That's right. I did not want to have the sleepy times while we had this conversation. But yeah, it is true. I do like to wear a hoodie sweatshirt when it's time for bed. It's probably just the thinning hair and I get cold. And, the whole old school nightcap thing is now the new hoodie. So if you're wearing nightcaps, try the hoodie. It's good for bedtime.
Can I just shoot a nightcap? No, thank you. I don't wear them. It's from the Naked Gun.
Oh, that's
And she's like, this is going to be one that people are going to love.
Now, a memory I've got, and it ties back to Celebration, is the one we went to, sitting in the very first room we opened up with was the kickoff.
You went for Orlando or Anaheim? This
is our Anaheim. We were sitting there in that side room, and we were counting down the minutes because we had the podcast stage.
Yes.
We were the first show on the very first podcast stage, and we were like you said, we're getting our sea legs about how to do a podcast live, and and I'll never forget literally running to that room because we wanted to stay because they had just shown the trailer.
And they showed it twice.
They showed it twice in a row, and the room got dark, and it was like literally we had to run to get there to set up, and even that was a hectic as it was. And I just remember doing that and thinking, what do we get ourselves into here? But the room was full. People were staying outside.
It was wall to wall, and there was standing room only. They had to turn people away.
Yeah, and unfortunately, but it was incredible. And I remember,
you know who was in that audience? Besides all the members of the Geeks Helping Geeks, and some of them have gone on to do their own shows now.
Yes.
Leland Shee was there.
Yes.
Jim Hill was there.
Yep.
That's the first time I ever saw him before. Gosh, what's his name? He does the Indiana Jones music. So Laird Malamed was there.
Okay. Yep.
It was phenomenal. John Dak Morton.
Right. We did have Dak on there.
Who I talked to him the other day. He was our guest.
He was our guest. Oh my goodness.
We were running from. So I thought you were going to mention, because I'll do my next one.
Sure.
My next one's actually going to be all the hijinks in the hotels, like when we're about to go to sleep. And it started with you and I, and then when you came, it just made it even more fun and silly. Like we all get super slap happy. Yeah. I get extra crazy when I'm tired.
Yes, you do.
Very obnoxious, worse than usual.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much. Help me.
And it's funny. It's hilarious.
It's all good.
And you actually saw it in some of the stories we did on Instagram, like we were doing push-up contests and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which I would totally destroy you guys in that.
Oh, no.
Now you would. COVID-15,
Yeah. But no, mine is that day, the first time we walk into Celebration, the first person we see is Steve Sansweet.
That's right.
And I said, hey, and he's walking in and out of a door.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, how's it going, Steve? And he smiled and walked in because he didn't necessarily know us.
Sure, right.
Which it's amazing how far this show has gone.
Yeah.
I mean, I have texted him more in the past 2 days about different collectibles for May the 4th. I never would have dreamed that was even an option.
Yeah.
Right.
It just shows how much the show's grown. But then we walk in, we see Ashley Eckstein. We go up and introduce ourselves to her.
That's right.
And say, hey, we're going to interview you in a couple of days. She's like, oh, okay. And she's like clicking through and thinking about it. I mean, she's got a photographic memory, but she had to kind of place us. And we walk in there, and who we meet for the first time? We meet Jeff McGee for the first time.
That's right,
We
Jeff.
meet Thomas from Star Wars in the Classroom.
Yep.
We meet Trish Delgado and Trisha Barr and all of them.
Wow.
We
That was all
meet-
the queue.
We meet
Waiting.
Marcus Doring.
That's right. Marcus was there.
We met everybody. Like everybody was kind of meeting for the first time, and it was just and then Adam Bray.
Adam Bray was in
author
line
Adam
behind
Bray.
us.
And then he sat with us when we watched
Yep.
the Force Awakens trailer for the first
That's
time.
right, yep.
In that second room.
That's right.
And I just remember thinking, we were in for something
we're doing
really
something-
special.
something special,
Yep.
yeah.
And there's all these people here that know us, and we know them, and you finally get to see them face to face. Probably very similar to how you felt when you went to Celebration Chicago,
Sure.
and just that feeling of just like everybody's here. There's Dennis
It's-
Keithley.
yeah,
There's-
Yep.
You know what I
Yep,
mean?
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, that is great. I love that experience, and that's part of what I love about doing something live is, seeing the people.
Yeah.
And you never know when you're, like you said, when you're looking at the audience, you never know who is going to be out there.
Right.
And so my next one was going to be the podcast stage in Chicago.
Yeah.
Because there were several surprises for me.
So many good for all of us.
I
Yes.
knew, I knew that you had lined up
Jet.
to be the guest, and we were standing there, kind of getting things set up. We're off to the side, and here comes Jet, and I looked, I was like, who's he with? It's somebody.
Royalty.
It's somebody I
That's
should
definitely one way to
know.
put it, yeah.
It was the ball cap that threw me.
Yeah.
Oh, she's on the cover.
And it was Kat Tabor, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Holy cow! What is going on here?"
She looked like a movie star.
She did, absolutely.
And I thought, what's going on here? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, it's Kat Tabor. And then she says, hi. And she says,
And she was just
"Do
in
you-
the audience.
Do you mind
You
if
were
I
there?
do you mind if I join him? Like I said,
kidding
I actually
me?
said, are you kidding me? You're royalty.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, she was on it. That
Yeah.
was what a great treat.
But okay,
It's a great treat.
But like Dan Lowe was in that audience.
Yeah.
That's right.
Great
Yeah.
friends with Dan now,
Yep.
and so many people were in that audience. But I have to say, what I want to say, it's kind of a selfish one, but I'm going to go with it
No,
anyway.
please.
I will never forget when we did our top 10 book moments. Isn't that what we did? Books, book moments.
Yeah, I believe so.
Something like that. And I remember I talked about the Phantom Menace
Uh-huh.
and
And
the
the- and
opening
those.
chapter and everything. And when I finished, everyone applauded. I was like, "What?"
I remember that too. I
Do you
remember being really happy. Really
That's
happy
right.
for you
I
when that
remember
That was
happened.
Yeah.
so incredible. That
That was like kind
so
of like a
incredible.
welcome thing from the masses for you.
That's kind of how I felt.
I
And
love
it was,
that.
It
I
was
love
just
that.
it's a photographic memory in my head that I'll never ever forget.
a core moment.
And without you guys, I
Yeah.
never would have had that. And so, so thank you to both of you
Oh my gosh,
for
of
bringing
course.
me in on this. But that's that's the joy of the live show.
Yeah.
To me is
Yeah.
the people and the reaction and the feedback you get.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much. So you were never crazy about. I mean, do you remember the night before me basically saying, "Well, let's just wing it," and you guys were like, "What?"
Are you kidding me? Oh no,
do
I gotta be
remember that.
prepared.
Yeah,
Speaking of winging it, the next one I got to bring up is
I like this
our
already.
first. I think it was our first live show. Oh, I may be wrong on this.
The Cubs are tied. So that's
Oh, is that what
yeah.
the notification just came
Yeah,
in?
it's
We'll
all right.
swipe that away.
Maybe that's how the
There you go.
Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
okay.
Back to the regular show.
Yeah.
The first, I think, live show we had was the local movie theater here for Force Awakens.
Uh-huh.
And we had our table set up in the hallway, and I think we had a little bit of a sound system set up.
Yep.
And I remember we were the only people, we were just sitting there, and I was so nervous because, for one, this was the first Star Wars movie in the last 10, 20 years that was coming to the screen. I wouldn't want to be late. I want to get a good seat, and here we are trying to hook up the microphone. I think we were maybe recorded for maybe 10 or 15 minutes before the show, and then the news station showed up, and you got the news just magically. this guy over here, come with me. But I remember sitting there, and I think it was so much fun because it made me feel like we had something to talk about in a sense of, and had people walk up to the microphone, and it was kind of our first live show. And not that it was a great success, but it was more of like, oh, we can do this. We can do this and have fun without being behind a microphone in a room, but enjoy the live activity, walking through the hallways, whatever might happen to happen. R2D2 goes by, family members show up, and say hi. So that's always been fun. I think for all the premieres we've really had over the years, we've always had. It's been a blast to do that. I think at the museum. And just getting to sit down and talk to you guys and just have the music playing in the background. And we sat in that. It was a vehicle. Was it for Solo? No, Rogue One.
Rogue One.
We sat in a Rogue Nissan Rogue and recorded a show. So talk about that one. That was crazy.
Letty, I went out there earlier in the week, and I called him because I wanted to see the car. I wanted to test drive it, and I brought Peyton with me, and we did a video of me test driving that vehicle.
That's right.
And I've learned so much about sound and everything since then. And I was talking to her, and I really, for about a good week and a half, I was seriously tempted to buy it.
Yeah.
And so then I arranged it with her and the Peoria Riverfront Museum that they would bring the vehicles there, and they could showcase their vehicles. Yeah. Be good stuff for the museum. They're like, okay, let's do it. So it was good to kind of bridge those gaps there. And then we recorded about Rogue One in that Rogue One vehicle after the movie.
Yep.
And then the acoustics in there were great. My brother-in-law Bill was there.
Yeah, was there. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Passed her microphone.
I thought that was such a fun experience, but the one thing I remember from that, because you two were in the front seat and Bill and I were in the back seat, if I recall, it was so hot. Do you remember how hot it was in there?
It was hot in there.
Oh my God. I was like,
well, no,
hey,
car wasn't
Dan,
on. That's why.
Could you roll down the windows up there? Because it is steamy back here.
Yeah.
But that was so much fun. That was really, and that car was really cool too.
I loved it. You know that Steve ended up buying one of them?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That is neat. Yeah. Had some nice little detailing on it.
If I could ever find one again,
Star Wars and all Rogue One. What we haven't talked about is the Force Fridays.
Yeah.
You mentioned it, but the one that I remember is, I think the first one that I went with you guys, it was at Target, and there was quite a long line. I was there with my friend Josh, and we were in the front. If we weren't first, we were
pretty close.
Either someone was right. But I remember the two of you walking down the line and just interviewing people all the way down the line.
That's right.
And that was so much fun.
One of them ended up being my student.
That's right.
Oh, on the line. That's right.
That's right. I forgot about that. And she was a big Star Wars fan, and she came to Star Wars Day at the high school and would talk to us from time to time. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. And but that was just a lot of fun. A lot of camaraderie, and then just at midnight, scattering out into
the abyss,
into Target, and some things were down in the toys, and some things were back here in this section, and we were back and forth and back and forth.
Setup
where
was so
the
frustrating.
Quarter figures, where are the Black Series?
That's right.
figures?
Yes,
the Force Awakens had so much stuff. Yeah, eventually we did. We always ended up going back to Walmart. So that's my next one I was going to bring up was the whole when we're in the car, we're driving to these different destinations. Yes. Then we have the microphone on, and while I'm driving, we're passing it around. Or then when Ian Desher was in town for something, you met us over at the Starbucks in East Peoria, and that was super cool. And I don't remember why you couldn't. I don't know if you had.
I was probably moving then too.
No, I don't know. I don't remember why. I know there was a reason.
Something going on.
But there's just been a lot of those fun kind of moments and memories that really just kind of hit you because the best thing about all of this is the friendships and the connections we make, especially with the two of you. I mean, next week, well, at the time of this recording, it's next week. When the time this airs, it will have already passed, but it'll be 8 years of Coffee with Kenobi.
That's right.
And now it's officially, I've been doing the show longer without you than I have with you.
Oh.
Which is kind of wild. I told Deanna that at dinner tonight, and she said, oh my gosh. And it's so weird. And it seems so far away and like a lifetime ago, but yet it doesn't. And there's no way I'd be where I'm sitting right now and all the amazing blessings I've had without what you and I started and the connection that we have and the chemistry that we have and where we've taken the show and who knows where it's going to go. But I'm just so grateful that obviously I'm so grateful that I asked Deanna to marry me because it's the best thing that ever happened to me. But because of Deanna, I met you.
I'll see myself out.
It's just go up the door and turn left. No, because of Deanna, I met you, and thank God. I mean, you definitely are a brother to me, and I'm going to miss you terribly, but I'm so excited and proud of you and the man and the mentor and the leader you are for your family. And you're just a text message, a phone call,
That's right.
a Skype conversation away.
That's right.
Deanna, absolutely. I'm sure if I said, hey, let's move to Tennessee, I'm sure Deanna would have the car packed before I finish saying Tennessee because she loves it. So I'm sure that we're going to be around a lot. And it's going to make celebrations so much more special because we're actually going to get to see you face to face.
Right.
Yeah, and so I mean, I thank you very much, and I wouldn't know what else to do without my Star Wars fandom and you guys, obviously, and building the memories we have talked about, and over the years, and it's made me become more of who I'm supposed to be. We talked last week about Captain America picking up the shield and becoming who he's supposed to be. I think it sounds dumb, but like doing Star Wars podcasting and being friends with you guys have helped me become who I'm supposed to be, or at least the next chapter of my life. And I know that as this next chapter flips over, that new things will come up and new things will arise. And I think that you guys helped me get to a certain point and help me realize those things. So I thank you guys for the memories and the times we've shared, and we'll continue to share. I don't want to put a bookmark here, but it's all it is we're moving into a new season. And again, like you said, celebration still is happening, and who knows what happens. I mean, Indiana Comic-Con, I can meet you guys there for that kind of stuff. So only a car ride away, and we have a guest bedroom, so you're all welcome to come say.
At the same time?
Absolutely. If we want to go record,
There comes the gold
Council
Star Wars
Club,
pajama shorts.
absolutely. CWK South now, if we were calling it that.
Yeah. Oh, CWK South.
Ooh, nice.
So here's
Nice.
one that you may not be aware of, or maybe you have, but in 2017, 18, I don't know, I said, hey, you want to go with me to San Francisco? And you're like, yes.
Yeah.
And we went to Lucasfilm. We went to Rancho Obi-Wan. And so obviously one of the funniest things about it, it's not obvious, but one of the funniest things is you said, now I got these pajamas. They're kind of weird. And when you're in a room with a man that you barely know, actually I knew him very well.
You.
But he said Kaylee picked these out. So he goes in the bathroom, changes. There's a flush. These are there for way
It
long.
seems like it's really bad.
And then he comes out and he's wearing these black and gold, these shiny gold. Were they sequenced? Anyway,
record gold imprinted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's a difference. You're taking note at home.
yeah.
But they're
it's
ships.
a family show.
They're Star Destroyers and X-Wings and
Sure there are.
whatnot. Yeah.
Okay.
So that becomes kind of our joke.
Help me out here.
I'll bring the Star Wars gold pajama pants.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
That's right. It's only right that you do that way.
Oh man. That is, I'm so glad you shared that with everybody. That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
That was totally funny. It was innocent.
Oh my gosh.
It was great.
Yeah. But so, but the guest room sounds like a lovely thing.
Please, and bring the pants if you will.
Pants and hoodie.
Yeah. And the hoodie. Whoa, special.
Oh,
Full out.
Yeah.
Although hoodie might be kind of warm down that way.
could be.
Could be. Yeah. Okay. Well, come in the winter, I suppose.
Yeah, if you want.
Somebody come up with a transition.
Yeah.
Last time on
drowning.
Seinfeld. No.
I was in the pool.
There's shrinkage.
Say what?
Well, I want to bring up one more live show that we've always enjoyed, and that's the live Star Wars Reads Day and Steam the Star Wars days.
Oh, yeah.
Those have been always fantastic. I know even before you kind of joined the show, you invited us to come. You invited us to come and do the show in the school there.
Yep.
And for those days, it's always been a blast. 501st has always been there. Great outreach from them. And it's been growing. We've talked about that on the show numerous times and got bigger and bigger every year. So your involvement in that and keeping, our show at the forefront there has been a blessing, I think, too. And we've had a great time there talking with fans and just doing our show from that aspect of, from a school and a reading perspective. So that's been a lot of fun.
And I've always been thankful for you guys taking part in that. And you came last time not only as a representative of Coffee with Kenobi, but also as an author.
That's right.
So that was a lot of fun. You spoke on the authors panel and,
That's right.
and give advice to the students on that type of role and what that looks like. And
And
so
you can too.
And
I
now
know.
We're looking
Yeah,
at it here
somebody
now,
now. I have another author.
No.
But no, yeah, that's been a lot of fun, and you guys' participation in that, has been big, and I've no doubt you're also the draw of that. I remember one year.
I don't think so.
Oh, I
No,
do.
I don't think so.
Remember that time that family came from, or a father and son came from Decatur,
Yeah.
or
Yes,
Danville.
yes.
That
Danville.
was neat.
And that was so much fun. And it was like, you made that drive all the way. Well, I got the right people now. And it was.
Yeah, but then that last time we did it before COVID, you took it to another level and made it like Celebration Midwest by getting Ross there and Greg there.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
Daniel and Megan.
Megan,
And that was pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Mason
my gosh.
still talks about that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and the way that you guys, of course, because you're family, the way you guys have embraced Mason and our families, I mean, it's been very special to me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like all of our kids know each other
Yep.
pretty well.
Absolutely.
And, you were talking about the Indiana Comic-Con
Yeah.
that we took our kids, and Kaylee was the only girl in the whole car.
Oh, that's right.
And,
yeah.
I was so proud of her, but happy for that everyone like embraced her, brought her in.
Oh, sure.
And it, she is girl through and through. But when it comes to Star Wars and going to Comic-Con, she's just one of the guys. And it was so much fun to kind of
great.
see her
That's great, yeah.
in that, because even she was digging in the comics, and,
Yep.
and she gets into the cosplay, and she's the one that talked me out of buying the B-Wing at that. She's like, Dad, Mom will kill
Mom
you.
will kill
you
you."
can't do that. And I'm like, come on. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like,
It wasn't even that
I'm the
great a
parent
shape.
here.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. But still, it was a B-Wing that I'd never seen before. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it is family. It is family. And, you guys set that up with the show, and that it's always been a family show, and really scholarly. And so it's been a lot of fun being a part of it. Oh my gosh, what fun. I can't see a clock where I'm sitting. So
we're doing fine. I
Yeah.
have one more thing. So, what advice do you have for me and the show going forward? And then Tom and I will give you some advice as well.
Okay. Don't screw it up. No.
You actually said that to me before.
Have I? Oh,
when that was one of your jokes. So I'll tell the story.
go-to
It's
joke.
been a while, but when you had first, I think, was it a text maybe, or you there was something you said. It was either an email or a text, and I remember waking up and reading it, and I remember saying to Deanna, "He's going to leave the show." and I was freaked out, and I couldn't sleep. But for me, it's a big deal because I can sleep through anything.
Oh.
And so then you came over, and this was right before.
Yeah.
This is right after I filmed the commercial, but you didn't know that I'd filmed.
I didn't know that.
commercial. And so we were sitting on the front porch. I was actually telling Mason a very, very brief version of the story tonight. And so basically I gave this huge pitch to you about why I thought you should stay.
That's right.
And where I thought the show was going to go.
Yeah.
And you very wisely and sagely and confidently said, I've had the best time, but I really want to focus on my family. That passion has done what I needed to do, but I really want to focus over here. And look at what's happening. You become like comfortable presenting, public speaking, becoming a leader in your field, getting a college degree, bringing more children into your family, and then moving to Tennessee. I mean, man, I could not be more impressed, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I know my advice to you guys would just continue doing what you're doing. You don't, I mean, because I think sometimes we talk about burnout. We talk about, what's the next thing that's happening? You got to keep up pace. But I think if you continue the key moments of having a good time, keeping it family friendly, and enjoying what you do, I think we'll always have a good time. Obviously, we see that here, evidence of what we're doing, and we'll continue to do that, I think. But I think that's the key, regardless of what you're talking about. But make that the center point of what you do, and I think you'll always have success. So there you go. There's my
nice
piece of wisdom.
I like it.
Good
Anything.
wisdom. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good wisdom. And it's always good to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That staying fresh and taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
But sticking with your passions.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Appreciate it.
I think you're the host.
I thought you said that we were going to give him
Were you
advice.
giving me advice now?
Oh, we're
That's
going to
what-
give
that's
you
what I was
advice.
waiting
Oh,
on.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, come on, start
I
something up
gave
here,
you a
Dan.
pretty nice compliment.
You did. It was very nice.
It seems. I mean, I know this was my idea. I mean, the best.
Seems like you can't think of anything.
No, I can always.
I'll
think
see
of
myself
something. You already said that.
Oh.
My advice would be always keep your ball cap level. Just kidding. That's not.
Oh.
We used to say that in
I was
grade
like,
school. We thought that was
how does
funny.
how does that come
No. I don't have any advice. I mean, you're a man of faith.
Oh.
You're a man of family, and you're a man of friendship.
Oh.
And as long as you continue to keep being Cory Clubb, I don't see how you could possibly steer wrong.
Oh,
You're a
well,
great
thank you.
man.
I'll continue to be at Cory Clubb then.
Wow. So
I was going to turn to Tom Gross, but
I guess I'll give the punchline advice
Please.
then, because I wrote you a note and I gave it to you.
Yes.
And I said, read it while you're on your way where you're
Is that
headed.
true?
And,
Yeah.
Really?
And, yeah.
It's in my pocket.
And
Wow,
it is in his pocket.
that's
right
so
now,
neat.
it's in his pocket.
That's so neat.
So this is the punchline to
Okay.
it, and that is my advice to you is when you're talking to your friends in Central and Northern Illinois in January, please don't talk about the weather because we don't want to hear it.
But
Yes.
I
We
understand
don't wanna
that
hear
the
it.
weather in Tennessee gets really nasty hot.
That's right. So we'll tell
Better
you
than cold.
We'll tell you in June how temperate and nice
Temperate
it
is
is, and
nice,
it's
yes.
it's not humid and.
Don't
although-
come.
Shall
visit
I
that
compare
time.
thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate.
Oh my!
Looks like we're out of time.
Yes, I was going to say. So I think it is time to wrap up. And oh my gosh, you guys, this has been so much fun. I knew this conversation was going to be fun, but I had no idea how much fun. I hope you all at home enjoyed this, or driving in your car, or riding your bike to work, or whatever it is you do, wherever you listen to this. I'm all choked up right now. Wherever you listen to this, thank you so much for joining us. And Cory, it's been a blast, and by no means is this a goodbye, because technology keeps us close. Like you said, it's a car ride away. There's a guest room involved, and you'll be
right.
coming back for work from time to time.
That's right. You might say you pop up here and there. Who knows?
So it's never a goodbye, but certainly we wish you the best trip. We wish you a good settling into your home, and I guess that's it, is making it a home. And so thank you all at home for joining us tonight, and stay safe, and we will see you next week.
This podcast is not endorsed by the Walt Disney Company or Lucasfilm Limited. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. The official Star Wars website can be found at www.starwars.com. Star Wars, all names, sounds, and any other Star Wars related items are registered trademarks and or copyrights of Disney and their respective trademark and copyright holders. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Coffee with Kenobi unless otherwise indicated.
This is the podcast you're looking for.